Welcome to my Watt Meter website. My name is Maria Zondervan. I'm going to be your host. The purpose of this website is to help you make good choices about energy consumption. Choices that can not only save you money and help save the environment, but they also won't cramp your lifestyle. Sound too good to be true? Well, it's really not. There are a lot of simple things you can do to save energy without changing a lot of things about how you live. But before we get to all of that, let's talk about why you should care about energy consumption. Well, the first reason is pretty simple. It's called your utility bill. So you save electricity, you save money on your utility bill. Okay, so let's say money doesn't matter to you. You have tons of it, it doesn't matter, or you don't mind living poor. I personally prefer to free up that money for something else. But if that's the way it is, let me give you some other reasons why you should care. So, first of all, how about the fact that we're running out of fossil fuel? Don't care about that? Well, you should. Our fossil fuels are things like coal, oil, and natural gas. And there's a limited supply. And as we run out, there's going to be problems. We have to make them last until the renewable energy sources that we're developing, such as solar energy, hydro energy, and wind energy, are available to take their place. But we're far from there. So can you imagine going to hit your light switch and nothing happening? Or your car running out of gas? You can't fill it back up because there isn't any more gasoline. We need to care because we are running out. Now, experts will debate how long it's going to take until we run out. Some say we'll be out in 50 years. That's pretty darn soon. Others say 150, 200 years. So we don't even need to think about it yet. Well, we need to think about it because it takes a long time to develop the renewable energies that we need. And so we need to think about it now. Meanwhile, the population's forever increasing. So how can we say how long it's going to last? Maybe 50 years is about right because the population just increases. So even if we all learn to save energy and be more conservative with it, as there are more people using it, of course the demand goes up. Also, a lot of our developing nations are becoming more and more industrialized, using more power than ever before. So it's not just the amount of people, but it's also what's happening in the various nations. So even if this doesn't happen, that we run completely out of energy from our fossil fuels in your lifetime, as the energy becomes more scarce, the power shift among the fuel-rich nations will become greater, and those of us dependent on those fuels, because let's face it, most nations are not fully power independent, are going to have to struggle for that power, and so national security becomes an issue, and I think that's something we all care about. So, do we need more reasons to care? I think those are pretty good. I like for my lights to work and for my car to work, and I like to be safe. But let's look at the environmental and social impacts of both the production and consumption of energy. We've got air pollution. Autism cases are on the rise. It used to never be very rare, and now it's very commonplace, and people are dying from it. Acid rain, there's another lovely factor. What about the fact that burning fossil fuels releases greenhouse gases, which is causing global warming? I, for one, live in Florida, and it's hot enough, especially in the summers. I don't need it to get any hotter. And right now, I don't own beachfront property, but one day I might if sea level rises go up, or I might end up swimming with the fishes. I prefer not to go there. So, and we also have a problem with hurricanes. And of course, people are saying that the climate changes could lead to even more severe storms and such. And I was here in 2004 when we got hit with 4 of them, and that was not a pretty sight. So I'd like to not have any more global warming. How about oil spills? Oh my gosh, we're having a big, huge oil spill going on right now in the Gulf of Mexico. And again, I live in Florida, so I'm affected by that. Don't care for that either. Water pollution, beyond oil spills, we have water pollution from the runoff from all our energy plants. And that's not something that's good for our fishing industry, for our public health, for wildlife. It's not good for anybody. Construction of new power plants. As we need more energy, we need more power plants. Those are pretty to look at, aren't they? Don't you want one right next to where you live? I don't think anybody does. And of course it takes resources and money to do that. Loss of wilderness areas from the construction of power plants, but also from all the resources we harvest to fuel those. All the mining we do for coal and all those other products that go into that causes significant wilderness area loss. Alaska is facing some of those issues too. What about the safety of our coal miners? We all know that mining coal is extremely bad for your health, and as we recently saw, another tragedy in Virginia with a coal mine accident that caused loss of many, many lives. And those are people's fathers, their brothers, their sons, and mothers too. It's just unnecessary. So if we all conserved electricity, we would need less of these things, and we can make our resources last longer while these other renewables come online. So I hope that I have now convinced you that we do need to conserve energy. So now let's take a look at what we can do to save energy. Let's start inside your home. Now below this video feed, there's a link to a simple form that I've developed that can help you see how you are spending your kilowatt hours. Not surprisingly, it's called the watt meter. So go ahead and give that a try. It is set up in dollars, so if you live in a country where you use different currency, note that there is a currency converter on the website that can show you what those dollars mean to you, what it means in your currency. So go ahead, try it out, and then when you're all done, click on the next video feed, and I'll see you there.